5-year-old Happy is awake and about her usual day. She just wants to play with her friends, pretending to be adults, backing out orders and making delicious dishes, with sand being the only ingredient. Well, things are about to change. Happy's life is about to turn a different direction, and little does she know about it. For the first 5 years of Happy's life, she was one of the 10.5 million Nigerian children out of school, as reported by UNICEF. The UN agency says 1 in every 5 of the world's out-of-school children is in Nigeria. In Impapi, a suburb community in the Federal Capital Territory where Happy resides, it is not an unusual sight to see children roaming the streets during school hours. The very little ones playing with their friends and the older ones heading to the farm or streams to fetch water. The education deprivation in this little part of Nigeria is driven by various factors, but mainly economic barriers. To help address this education challenge, Angela Ejeme, a teacher, decided to teach children in this community for free, one child at a time. Angela left her paid teaching job and went in search of her first kid, who turned out to be Happy.
This vision has come from a long time ago, but as time goes on, it gets clearer and clearer. It was in 2014 that I realized that it was something I was meant to be involved in daily. I and a few team members did some work around different communities, to pick one that was suited, the one that really needed us. We finally found this community and found this girl whose name is Happiness. She was 5 at the time and she was living with her grandparents. And we asked why she wasn't going to school at the time, and they explained that money was the issue. So we offered that, okay, every day I would come around and teach her. And because at that time, what I just wanted was to start where I was with exactly what I had, I started teaching her in her compound.
This was the beginning of what has been named Oak Bridge Foundation, providing free education for out-of-school children in Impapi community in Abuja. How do they do it?
Oak Bridge promotes inclusion by providing free and quality education to indigents. So we identify children from homes that cannot afford basic education, let alone quality education, and then we teach them for free. We expose them to learning experiences that help to expand their minds, from core curriculum to extracurricular activities that we have in partnership with different companies.
From not speaking a word of English to granting me an interview, Happy's life has changed because with education, she knows her dreams could come true.
My name is Happiness Francis. I'm in grade 6. I'm 12 years old. Before I started the school, I cannot read, I cannot speak English. I cannot read books and write, but now when I came to Obuja, I can read and write. I even speak good English better than before.
Okay, so what do you want to become when you grow up?
I want to be a lawyer when I grow up.
Why do you want to be a lawyer?
Because lawyers help others when they're in trouble and help them to settle their case.
Teaching one child for free is easily doable, but teaching over 70 children for free is another story entirely. Angela, who is the founder of Oak Bridge Foundation, is grateful for the support from friends, individuals, and organizations such as Takeout Media and DZYN, among other organizations.
Well, most of our funding come from individuals, people who have believed in the work, people who have seen the content we put out there regarding the work we're doing, and then they reach out to us. Some have heard of us from their friends, and decide that they want to partner with us. So most of our funding comes from individuals and then companies and a few other NGOs that we partner with.
CEO DZYN Ogwa Iwezi sponsors 2 children alongside using her social media influence to advocate for support from others.
I believe that the right mindset makes for a better society. The right mindset makes for better individuals. And that comes through gaining knowledge, education, and exposure. And I love the fact that Oak Bridge has taken on this Herculean task of helping more children who would normally not have the advantage of having exposure to education and extracurricular activities. And I think it's just amazing.
For CEO of Takeout Media, Elijah Afi, who has supported the school with hardware equipment and cash, the passion to take children off the streets is admirable.
So basically what makes me support Oak Bridge Foundation is because I see that they are solving a critical problem in the economy, problem of education and out of school children. And it's something that is very dear to my heart because I understand that if we do not choose to educate these children, we'll actually have a problem in front of us as a nation.
Angela says the keyword for what they do is quality. They want the children to be able to stand among their peers in other parts of the country and maybe the world someday. Has this been achievable? A school is not complete without teachers.
So in holding conversations during interviews, we look out first for genuine interest in children, somebody who genuinely likes to interact with children. And the added one is if we see that you're passionate about helping people who cannot help themselves for now, it's a very big plus. But the basic qualification for now is NCE. We do have some teachers who have B.Ed, but the basic qualification is NCE.
What are the challenges that you've had to face over the years?
One of the biggest ones for me is teachers' salaries. We pay them monthly. There's been no month that they've not been paid. But judging by their commitment, their passion, and how they drive the vision, it's something I feel, requires a higher, level of reward.
Let's check a class out. Oh, thank you so much. This is grade 4, handled by Miss Stella Odumega. Miss Stella, as fondly called by the pupils, shares with me how and why she became a teacher at Oak Bridge Foundation.
I just came on my own. I was just looking for a place to while away my time. So what got me interested the most is when Ms. Angela interviewed me and I got to know that she is helping children. It's a free school where she's helping children, out of school children, and also children that on their own they cannot afford a kind of quality education. That was the kind of motivation. I was like, wow, so we still have the kind of people like this in our country these days. So I was like, I would like to be part of the good work.
On 28th of June 2022, Minister of Education Malam Adamu participated and coordinated the session on addressing the global learning crisis with foundational learning during the Transformational Education Pre-Summit held in Paris. The minister presented on Nigeria's efforts to improve foundational literacy.
Without foundational learning, our children cannot access the curriculum and develop skills they need to thrive in the workforce, to be actively engaged with citizens, or to be useful citizens on the global scene. The response we have for this has about 5 key pillars. Number 1, creating an enabling policy environment for early learning. through legislation, 1 year of compulsory primary education and supporting mother tongue instruction in the early grades as key determinants of learning success.
Has this been in line with Oak Ridge Foundation's experience?
Well, we haven't faced resistance. The government officials, when they come by, they just ask the questions that need to be asked, and then they make recommendations, and they're on their way.
The current educational system in Nigeria follows a 9 years basic education, 3 years senior secondary education, and 4 years tertiary education. Oak Ridge Foundation has provided free basic education for over 70 children so far. However, there seems to be no sustainable plan to transit the children to higher learning. What happens when the children are done with 6 out of the 9 years basic education?
Oak Ridge came basically to provide basic primary education, but we have tried to put a transition process in place. For some pupils, they have sponsors that sponsor them, and some of them have made a commitment to sponsor them through secondary school. So that is sorted, but we haven't been able to lock down any secondary schools yet that are willing to offer them scholarships to continue. This year we're graduating our first set of primary 6, and there are 7 of them, and I think all but 1 of them have sponsors that have been sponsoring them for a while now. So yes, that's the story so far as transitioning from here to secondary school is concerned.
Even though there seems to be no fixed lump sum grants coming in, Oak Ridge Foundation has been able to set up a monthly cash flow system called Oak Clicks. This is a volunteer group for monthly donations of 1,000 naira or more. This money is going to paying teachers' salaries and catering to some of the children's basic needs, such as water and a meal per day. This story has been made possible by Nigeria Health Watch Solutions Journalism Africa Initiative and produced by me, Echinusasitu, for Kiss FM.